have an idea as to why that is. I think the same people that were pressuring Charlie are pressuring them. In fact, I know that for a fact. So they might need my help.
Pressuring them who?
I'm going to state this, and I'm going to challenge Turning Point USA executives to issue a very...
So Erica Kirk, she's challenging you to issue a very clean statement to say that she's lying. You know, it's not something you should be doing right now, Erica Kirk, you know, because you're mourning the loss of your husband. That, you know, whose death we all saw on national television. It was already, you know, traumatic in and of itself. But no. Candace Owens wants you to prove to her something. And I mean, really, all you need to do is do a post on Twitter X or whatever it is saying Candace lied. The end. And then you can keep living. It doesn't even have to be long. A very clean statement, she said, saying that I am lying. Candace is lying. Period. That's your whole post. That's it. And then underneath it, put in parentheses, thank you, Lady Luck Club, for teaching me not to feed the trolls.
Clean statement saying that I'm lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Points, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our onstage reunion could happen? It's a yes or a no. Okay, let's stop this ditching.
She said that they were supposed to have an onstage reunion. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. So she wants the executives there, including Erica Kirk, because she's the CEO. Candace, you do realize the acronym CEO means Chief Executive Officer. You're asking for the executives of Turning Point, which would naturally include the Chief Executive Officer, to call you a liar when you have not presented evidence to show that Charlie Kirk has shifted completely on being pro-Israel. Why aren't Charlie Kirk's other friends that have podcasts and YouTube channels and all that other stuff, why aren't you all calling Candace a liar? Why are you all not defending this against Candace? Because this is getting out of control.
Fact. So they might need my help. Okay, I'm going to state this.
Do they need your help?
I'm going to challenge Turning Point USA
I don't think
executives
they do.
to issue a very clean statement saying that I'm lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright.
Name the rabbi, Candace. Who's the rabbi? The Jewish donors. Who are those people? Who are the donors? Who's the rabbi? You said all lies will be revealed, right? So you should not have any shame in naming these people. You know, you got 5 million people that would defend you and support you, and they'll protect you. They'll protect you. So name the Jewish donors and the rabbi. Show whatever evidence you have to prove that he shifted his stance and he wanted some sort of, you know, weird ass reunion with you on stage. Never mind his wife, you know, because Erica Kirk is still a person that exists in this reality as the CEO of Turning Point. But yeah, we're going to forget Erica Kirk exists because reasons. Candace Owens is mad. Oh my God.
Turning Points, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our onstage reunion?
Is she asking?
He said it.
Is she asking?
Saying that I'm lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself?
Wait, is she asking a question? You want to meet Candace Owens back because he was standing up for himself? Is that a question you're asking, or are you making a statement? Is that how you're trying to get around defamation, Candace? Because that's not going to work. And you already know that because you're in court now with another leader of another country because You flat out said that this woman was born a man, and you purported that to be a fact. So we already know you asking these questions like this is not going to slide over with, it being considered free speech and expression when you're making these statements over and over and over again. It's the repetitiveness of it all. And you're not debunking or proving anything you're saying with evidence. So are you asking here if he was sent up? The answer is no. He was not seeking to have a reunion with you. He did not shift his stance on being pro-Israel. Now, we all know Candace is not going to accept the answers that I'm giving right now because she has not shown any documentation to prove otherwise. But if she's asking a question, then the answers are going to be no, no, and no. And she doesn't want to hear that. So what difference does it make to even feed the troll at this point? What difference does it make? We're just talking about it because I'm just finding this to be disturbingly hilarious right now because she has clearly lost her damn mind. And now she's challenging Turning Point executives, including Erica Kirk, who she said was the only other person aside from her husband that could get her to shut up. And if Erica Kirk has to speak and get you to shut up, I hope she does it in a mighty way. And where it's very plain and clear and simple. He was not bringing Candace Owens back. He was still pro-Israel when he died. Candace Owens is lying. Period. Thank you, Lady Luck Club, for telling us not to feed the troll. Because that's what this is. Candace, this is troll-like behavior. You're trolling all of humanity. You're trolling Turning Point. You're trolling the entire country of Israel. You're trolling everyone, and you're not presenting any documentation. You're trolling everybody. Just provide some documentation. You don't have to ask questions if you're saying that these are lies that Turning Point is saying. Who are the Jewish donors? Who's that rabbi you're talking about? Name them. You didn't have a problem naming Phil Lyman and his nephew and all these people whose names you got wrong, by the way. You didn't have a problem naming those people. Why don't you name the Jewish donors and that rabbi? Go ahead.
And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our onstage reunion could happen? It's a yes or a no. Okay.
No.
Let's stop this ditching. Let's stop the dodging. Let's explicitly, I want.
No. I don't even have to follow Turning Point USA to be able to say no. No. He did not change his stance on being pro-Israel. No. This was not about him doing a reunion with you. No. His wife is the CEO of Turning Point. You will never be that. The end. And it seems like she's trying to discredit it so that she can be the executive director of Turning Point USA. And it's a horrible way to go, Candace. You got 5 million subs on your YouTube channel. Why isn't that good enough for you? Why is that not good enough for you? So she's selling all 5 million subscribers. I don't give a damn about none of y'all. I was supposed to be on stage with Charlie Kirk and quite possibly become the next CEO of Turning Point if anything happened to him. He was going to reunite with me. Girl, you got a whole husband and 4 kids at home. George cannot be happy with you obsessing over Charlie Kirk right now. There's no way. Either that or he doesn't care. He's got a girlfriend on the side. How is this going?
Express that. Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our onstage reunion could happen? It's a yes or a no. Okay, let's stop this ditching. Let's stop the dodging. Let's explicitly, I want to hear from Turning Point USA that I'm lying about that. I want you to say no, it was.
Okay, well, they're going to say, you lied. And no, that's not the case. He was still pro-Israel. You're lying. The end. And when they say that, Candace, you have to move on in life and accept their answer. And if you don't, then they'll know you're just trolling them because that's what it's going to come off. This is no longer you trying to look into the assassination of anything. You're just trying to throw spaghetti at the wall. And you have no proof. And just name the names of the Jewish donors and the rabbi.
Just you know, he was feeling a little bit of pressure. No, I want you to literally answer what I have just said. It either happened or it didn't. I'm either making it all up or
You're
it happened
making it
exactly
all
as
up.
I'm saying. And while we're at it, may I
You're
ask,
making
what
it
is the
up.
name of the Jewish donor who sponsored the Hamptons weekend? Okay. And to Pastor Rob McCoy,
Wait, what is the Jewish donors that sponsored the Hamptons weekend? Why do you not know that? I thought you said you did. I thought you said you had all this information. You said, I'm in the know, right? You said that there were Jewish donors that Charlie Kirk had turned away. There was a rabbi. What are their names? You're asking those same sponsors are probably the sponsors that you claim Charlie Kirk told to kick rocks to. So if you're saying that there were Jewish donors and a rabbi, why don't you name them?
Are there any LLCs that you or your son were being paid through that sat outside of Turning Point? I'm asking that question genuinely. Yeah, I'm putting the fire here right at the feet of Turning Point because they're going to throw it right back on you. I am genuinely disgusted. I am looking around and wondering whether Charlie's entire life was the Truman Show. None of you guys are behaving the way that you should be behaving. Okay, there's no way you are letting these lies fly, unless, as I'm hearing, unless it is true that they're.
You're hearing, so you're gossiping, Candace. You're gossiping. You're not even giving, direct evidence or documentation. You're giving us third-person hearsay. This is why you have a whole ass lawsuit against you in court. Third-person hearsay, Candace. That's what this is.
There was a big, big, big payday that was on the line. And if Charlie radically stated that he was done with Israel, if Charlie said he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause because of, and I quote, Jewish donors, the behavior of Jewish donors,
name them.
Yes or no?
Name them.
I don't know. Maybe some people didn't want to take that risk that he was going to become Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson at Turning Point USA with all of those presences, so much presence across college campuses. Maybe they didn't want to take a chance. You see, I'm just one person, so it's easy to try to cancel my life and lie on me every second of every day.
Now, you have 5 million subscribers that will not allow that to happen. So I don't think you have to worry about that because they're going to believe every word you say, regardless of whether you give them documentation and proof or not, because you do the thinking for them. You've determined their steps for them. You've already determined how they're going to see this entire situation. They hang on every word you say. And you do it so recklessly and carelessly without consequence. You don't care how large and powerful your platform is, where you can get the attention of world leaders, one of which is suing your ass, and another might be on the verge of doing the same thing, but he at least responded to your behind, posting a 7-page letter from Charlie Kirk. And now you want to doubt how he received it. Not that it exists. You're trying to question, how did he get it? And your 5 million subscribers are hanging on every little word without reading, without challenging you, without asking you questions. They're just following the leader. It's disgusting. Erica Kirk, it is high time you tell this girl to shut the hell up.
I got a little bit bigger than Charlie, and I'm no longer going to allow this lie in this narrative. So answer the questions, yes or no.
They don't have to answer.
I'm going to again challenge you to lie, and if you do lie, I'm going to expose the lies, and I'm going to start dropping videos, actually. So that's where I'm at. Enough.
The videos is not enough, Candace. You need to show documentation of proof in the videos. You're already dropping videos. You've been dropping videos for 2 weeks straight. My Lord, you've been doing that for over 2 weeks straight. Since he died, you've been dropping videos. The only time she did not drop a video was the day it happened and the day after, I don't think. But when she did to my friend, Charlie Kirk. I even had to leave comments in her chat, in the comment section. Are you going to speak on Charlie Kirk's death? And she's been dropping videos ever since. And they've been progressively antagonizing, defamatory. And then you are bringing in other people into this. You're sicking your fan base after them. They're harassing these people. And you're not caring. You don't have no care in the world how this is affecting others when you bring their name up and insinuate them as something. Unbelievable. You've been dropping videos. We want you to drop proof. and
Okay,
documentation.
so answer the questions, yes or no. And I'm going to again challenge
they don't
you to
owe you
lie.
any answers.
And if you do lie, I'm going to expose the lies, and I'm going to start dropping videos, actually. So that's where I'm at. Enough of the games, enough with trying to allow Israel to wrangle a narrative that you know is not true. Charlie did not die pro-Israel. He did not die for Israel. He did not martyr himself as a friend of Israel. In fact, the friends of Israel were pressuring him really badly, and he was done, and he finally stood up for himself. And I'm proud of that. And I will say this, you know what? Somewhere Charlie is watching, okay? And I hope he knows that we are reunited, okay? We're on stage right now, and the Jewish donors are very angry about it, extremely angry about it. But it feels good to know that in the end, truth is going to win. So accept my challenge or don't. Before I get to some of your comments.
They don't have to accept your challenge. And I hope that you all understand it. They don't have to accept anything. They're not going to accept anything. If anything, this is an opportunity for Erica Kirk to tell her to shut the hell up. She said that's the only person that can tell her to shut up. Yeah, okay. We're good with that. Shut up. They're going to say Candace is lying. That is not true. The 7-page letter to Benjamin Netanyahu that all of Turning Point and people who knew him are attesting to him writing, saying that these are his words. This is his letter. He wrote his concerns, how he felt. I mean, you might as well call Megyn Kelly a lie. Didn't she also affirm that the letter was true and authentic? They have their criticisms here and there, but he put it in the letter. He addressed some of the concerns he had. The end. Why does Candace think that people owe her information or explanations on things? Girl, you are a mother to the 4 children you gave birth to. Erica Kirk and Turning Point USA, those are not your children. They don't owe you an answer. Where is her husband at? Because he need to reel it in. Hopefully George Farmer sees how dangerous this is for her to be obsessing like this over reuniting with Charlie Kirk on stage. But yet, you okay with that, man? You good with that? You good with her doing over 19, 20 plus videos and some and counting of her just going on the deep end, not proving anything with any documentation? It's becoming an obsession. It's disturbing. So that's all I'm going to check out on that video. Oh my God. This is almost an hour long, and I did not intend on this video being this long, but it's worth it. It's worth it because at some point, either Candace Owens is going to show some proof and evidence, or Turning Point USA, including Erica Kirk, is going to tell her, girl, you are lying through your teeth. None of that is true. They're going to remind her that Erica Kirk was the wife of Charlie Kirk and now the CEO of Turning Point. And they're going to tell Candace Owens vehemently to kick rocks barefoot. You know, keep living. Find something else to talk about. Why don't you get back on Trump about this turnover rate you're concerned about going on with the FBI and Kash Patel? There you go. Something else to talk about that will be actually fruitful and help Americans. Once again, you're focused on another country to which you don't even reside in. If it was not France and the French president, now you're spearheading some campaign against the Israeli prime minister, who seems to be trying to do what he can to appease her and her people, but it's getting to a point where it's never going to be enough. So stop doing it. Don't feed the trolls. All right, y'all, that's all I got. Make sure you guys check out the description of the video for Dr. Squatch products. We have a partnership with Dr. Squatch. Buy some soap and some deodorant and some toiletries. Dr. Squatch product will be tagged in the video. I do receive a commission on the products that are tagged if you purchase the products through the description of the video. If Candace Owens gets to sit here and talk about all of her sponsors, yes, I'm going to talk about mine. I don't care. I may not have 5 million subs. I think it's a blessing to have, the support, whether it's 27,000 or 5 million. It's a blessing to have these platforms and to have people interested in hearing what you have to say. How you handle that, it shows how mature and responsible you are, and whether or not you truly care about the people that are tuning in. So that's my thoughts and opinions on that. Candace Owens, you're going to get an answer you're not going to like, and it is what it is. So check out the Candace Owens playlist. It's a whole playlist there, and I will have a video at the end that you guys should check out as well. Let's get the views up and the likes up on this content. I don't really care for diehard hardcore cult base. Don't like my commentary. They don't like anything anybody says against her. And let me remind all 5 million of you, she does not pay your mortgage or your rent. She can't get you into heaven, and God will not be asking you, about how do you worship and adore her? All right. So keep that in mind. Judgment Day is going to be a rude awakening for you if you think Candace Owens somehow is God. All right. That's all I got. And then to the next one, Lady Luck Club out.